Welcome to another episode on our channel. We're in the final stages of finishing this Marx, Johnny West Marx horse. It's been sanded, all the seams have been sanded down. The separation that was here has been filled in and sanded down. It was missing an ear, so I fashioned an ear out of steel stick, and that's been sanded down. The tail was broken off. They sent me the tail, so was able to reattach it with epoxy, JB epoxy, clear, and then for double measure, put steel stick around it and sanded that down. So it is on there very good, as is the ear. So we will now start the painting process. So we'll be back as soon as we have some paint on this horse. It'll be all in brown, and then it may require 2 coats. If not, then I'll start working on the mane, the tail, the hooves, and the eyes, and the inner part of the nostrils. So we'll be back shortly. So we are back, and it's gotten a couple coats of paint, and what my husband was able to find was a color basically identical to the one that was originally done, but made by a different source. So this is Ace Hardware. It's a red oxide primer. So a couple coats of that, and we've got this horse here. It looks different but the same. I mean, the most of the coat is basically identical to this coat, but you can see how the shading is really going to create substantial changes in the appearance of the horse. But the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the mane black, the tail black, the hooves black, the eyes black. So we'll pause now. I'll do that paint job and show you, the difference between the 2 horses then, and then show you what happens when you do the shading part. All right, so we'll be back in a bit. We're putting them side by side again so that you can see that you can put a coat of paint on a horse, you can paint the mane, the eyes, the tail, and it's still going to look a little dull, uninteresting. It's the shading that's going to make the big difference. As you can see in this horse, it looks more realistic than this horse. It still looks a little flat. So we will be back, and you'll see the finished product. We are back, and the horse turned out wonderfully. It's not a carbon copy of the original horse that I did a few years ago, but it's in the same color scheme. And you're never going to get identical copies when you use spray paint. The one thing I might suggest doing differently, I know when I did this horse many years ago, I painted it in the original color, which was this like chestnut brown color. Then I painted the mane black, the tail black, the hooves black, the eyes black, and then I texturized it with black spray paint. Just a little on the muzzle, legs, the hindquarters, the front part of the body, and that sort of thing. On a windy day, and if you don't have a full can of paint, if it's like halfway down, it'll start to speckle on you. So maybe the best order to do the painting is to put down the chestnut brown color first, then do the texturizing with the spray paint. So if it isn't quite right, you can go back and add a little more of the original color, and then the black color until you get the right combination. Then you can go in and paint the mane, the tail, the muzzle, the hooves, and the eyes. So that would be the order I would do, especially on a windy day, and especially if your paint supplies are getting low, because then it starts to speckle. So a full can of spray paint is probably your best bet. But he came out fine eventually. And, with a saddle and rings, he's going to look great. I think he looks better on this side than he does on the other side, but that's just my personal preference. So anyway, and again, making the eyes glossy are very important. So nail polish or just getting glossy paint in and of itself and just painting the eyes in that color is going to give the horse that realism that you're looking for. So I think he came out okay. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Just realize you can do this in all sorts of different colors. You can do white and black, highlight with black, but primarily white. You can, just look at pictures of horses and decide what color combination you want to do. It's all just trial and error, and just realize, if you mess up, you can repaint it. We messed up a couple times because of the wind and the breeze and speckles here and there and so forth. So you can just repaint it. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.